Welcome, everybody. Great to have you with us. Welcome to the Gym Masters Show Live. It is terrific to have you with us watching from all around the world. How are you guys doing here in the States? We broadcast this show from the United States of America. We're in the greater New York City area between New York and Boston along the beautiful southern New England coast. A gorgeous day here today. Full sunshine, light breeze off the coast. Really, really beautiful. And it is Labor Day weekend here in the United States. This is where people celebrate, working and all of the things that they've done in their careers and all the hard work that goes in to their lives and to business throughout the year. So we celebrate Happy Labor Day weekend with everybody that is watching that celebrates that holiday. I'm, of course, laboring on Labor Day weekend, working, presenting this fantastic entertainment lifestyle talk show series for all of you. If this is the first time you're watching, well, we welcome you. We're here every single night live. That's right. We have done close to 200 shows already. We launched this in May of this year. It's an entertainment lifestyle talk show series that we do nightly live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific here in the United States. And we broadcast literally all around the world. We have viewers and fans of the show watching from coast to coast in the United States right now and beyond, as well as Canada, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, you name it. And we welcome everybody who's watching the show right now. Very special guests, renowned Irish tenor and actor, good friend Paul Byrom. He and I met each other several years ago, actually, when he was part of Celtic Thunder first. And then when he branched out to have his solo career, he was here in the television studios of PBS. And I've been a host for PBS, among other entities, for a long time. Matter of fact, if you're watching for the very first time, I'm a professional television and radio personality, host, presenter, journalist, actor, writer, producer, voiceover artist, narrator, and stage MC. And Paul and I have known each other for a long time, and we're so honored and excited to have him here. I'm glad he's taking time. It's a busy weekend for him. He was doing a live session earlier today, and then, of course, a concert last night. He's got a session early tomorrow as well. So we love having an opportunity to catch up with a lot of our friends here on the show, where we celebrate life. This show is all about light, love, and levity, or as we've created here on the Gym Master Show Live, lovity. That's our big word, and you're going to find a lot of the viewers use that word. They call themselves lovities. This is sort of like Lovity Hall, so it's positive, it's inspiring. We have a lot of fun. Amazing guests from the worlds of television and film, Broadway, Hollywood, sports, food, science, health, wellness. Really everything you can think of we talk about here. And sometimes if we don't have a guest, we go on location. We do all kinds of cool things on this show. So every night is something different. However, as far as guests, we are booked with guests every single night all the way through into November of this year, which is absolutely amazing. Thanks to everybody who watches the show and shares the links and tags everybody and promotes it and loves it and raves about it. I get so many comments in the private messages on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else, and I appreciate all the support, all of the comments on the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. You can find this series live on YouTube, which is where we are right now on YouTube at Gym Masters TV. We invite you to subscribe to the channel so you can keep abreast of all the latest episodes of this series, this entertainment lifestyle talk show series, plus all the other content we post on there as well on a daily basis. Also, click that notification bell so you don't miss any of the alerts when there's new content on that page. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gym Masters TV and on Facebook at Gym Masters TV. Right now, we are streaming this show live on YouTube, Gym Masters TV, Facebook at Gym Masters TV, and also on Periscope at Gym Masters TV as well. So we welcome you. We hope you're ready for a grand time. If you're asking if I have Irish in me, absolutely. My father's mother's side of the family came over from Ireland, and they settled in New York City. The Masters side, which is the English side, they came over from Yorkshire, England. They had settled in New York City as well. They owned jewelry stores in Manhattan. And so the Irish side and the English side got together, and then my father was born, and his sister and The rest is from there. My mother's side is the English, Swedish, French side. We'll talk about that on another show. But we're celebrating our Irish heritage tonight. It's amazing how we've been doing that because last week we had Neil Byrne on. A couple of weeks before, or the week before, we had Ryan Kelly. Then we had Damien McGinty, Chloe Agnew, Mairead Nesbitt. These weekends are becoming Irish night. And speaking of that, in that Irish tradition, we toast you and we welcome you from all around the world. We welcome you and you and you and you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, I am your host, Jim Masters. A pleasure to have you here. Sláinte, which basically means, cheers in Irish or Gaelic. We have, for those of you watching for the very first time, we have some cast characters here that we welcome that our viewers around the world absolutely love. This is comedian George Burns, and he says hello. He's got his cigar, and he's got his smile. He's got his red hanky and his bow tie, and he sees all of you, and he greets all of you as well. Again, we like to put smiles on people's faces, especially with the year that we've all been dealing with, which has been really amazing in so many different ways. Uncharted waters, the year of 2020. The genie's in there, and she puts smiles on everybody's faces. She says hello. She's blinking at you. You see her in the bottle? She's in there. We also have, which, in addition to Paul Byrom, there's another special guest joining us, Bradley. And Bradley's going to fall in love with Silver. Silver is this wonderful silver lab. When I was on a television shoot on one of my projects, we were in Europe filming and got this in Switzerland. And Silver is here, and Silver greets all of you and says hello as well. Silver is here every night. And then we have another cast member here who everybody loves. And again, perfectly wearing the green, the Irish green. There's Jimmy. Cute, huh? Jimmy's there, and Jimmy says hello. We always have him here every night. I put smiles on everybody's faces. He actually was a childhood toy of mine that my parents got me. He's made of porcelain. So we only put these characters on for one night, and then everybody fell in love with them, and everybody said, hey, we want the characters on every night. So they're here. And one last one. So Jimmy's going to hang out with Silver. George will hang out, of course, with Jeannie. Gilligan from the TV series Gilligan's Island. Bob Denver was the actor. His wife, Dreama Denver, says aloha, Jim. Dreama Denver. Dreama, who's an actress, producer, radio station owner. She lives in the United States in West Virginia. She was a guest on our show a couple weeks ago. You can see that episode and all 18 weeks of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show live on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. She was here as a guest, and she said, wow, you have all these cast members here, and you got all these cool things on your set, your home studio, but you're missing something. And I said, what are we missing? She says, you're missing Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, the actor Bob Denver. He was also in Dobie Gillis. So there he is. He greets you. And she personally sent this to me, Bob Denver, the actor's wife, Dreama, brilliant, wonderful person. And she said, with love. So he's on the set as well. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend wherever you're watching around the world. Again, we have a worldwide audience. One last thing we do. Oh, yeah, we go big time here. We go Hollywood. We say lights, camera, action. The Jim Masters Show live is about to begin. Good to have you here, everybody. Hope your day's going well. We're going to greet just a few of our viewers here, and then we're going to welcome our very special guest, Paul Byrom, here on the show. And I hope you guys are having a good weekend, whether you're watching this live or perhaps you are watching this eventually in the archives. Jennifer Barry's here. Yes. And you notice we have our green graphics tonight. We changed up the green for the celebration of everything Irish. Can't wait, like St. Patrick's Day without being St. Patrick's Day. Can't wait, Sláinte. Good to see you, Jennifer. Ann Wozniak, going to have Irish coffee ready in honor of Paul. Very, very nice. Mary Bishop, looking forward to the show, not only because Paul will be on, but because of all the positivity of this show. People have become so negative lately, even people I know. It's wonderful to know that at 7 p.m. every night, I am surrounded by positive people. Thanks all. That's what it's all about, Mary Bishop. Good to see you. And happy Sunday, Jim and Lovities, Irish Eyes and Lovity. You got it. The Irish Eyes will be smiling tonight with Paul. You're watching on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Christine is located in North Carolina in the United States. I love this. Back on the show is Irish 43. Good to see you, Irish 43. Hi, everybody. Mary's watching on YouTube as well. And Willie, who watches us every night from Holland, she is in Amsterdam in the Netherlands. It's 1 a.m. there. It's actually right after midnight where Paul is. Paul is live and direct from Ireland. So we appreciate him coming on. It's late for him, so we appreciate him coming on. Our show is here at 7. Willie is up as well in Holland. Hi, Jim. I'm still on the pink cloud because of Pepe. We had legendary songwriter, musician, and singer Pepe Castro on last night. A brilliant, brilliant conversation. He's a dear friend. You will enjoy tonight as well. Anna Phelps said, can't wait. Debbie Halley, watching on the YouTube channel, says, hi, everyone. It's good to see you as well. Abigail Phelps is here. Can't wait, Jim. Absolutely. Soraya is here. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Hello to you as well. Bernadette says, hello, Jim and Lovities. We love it. We love it. Good to see you here as well. Bernadette, I know you're always here with us on the show. Mary Bishop, hello, Jim, Paul, and everyone. Sharon DeMaria, who's in Connecticut. Happy Sunday, everyone. To you as well. Lacey Walk is here. Hello, Jim and fellow Lovities. How is everyone tonight? Morning. That's right. In Europe, it's morning. Whatever time it is in your part of the world. Good to see you, Lacey. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show live. Merlin is in Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. Hey there, Jim and all the Lovities. Good to see you as well. Julie W. watching on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Happy Sunday, Jim and Lovities. Looking forward to seeing Paul. Abigail, good to see you. Abigail, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Kathy Short, good evening, Jim, Lovities, and Paul Byrom. And Kathy is in Cleveland, Ohio. Ann Wozniak, good evening, Jim and everyone. Have my Irish coffee. Wish I could share. I know. And love to Paul as well. You got it. He's watching. He sees all these great comments, and we'll share more during the show. Hey, Jim, to you, Bernadette. Hello to Anna as well. Francis, good evening to you as well. Kathleen Walker in New York City. Good to see you, Kathleen, celebrating your Irish part today, right? Bernadette, hello. Hope all Lovities are safe and well. Absolutely. Can't wait, Jim. Love that, Abigail. You're dancing to the theme song of our show. I know everybody loves that theme song at the beginning and end of our show. Glad you enjoy that, Jennifer. Debbie, evening, Jim and Paul. You're in South Dakota in the United States. Tulips from Willie. Sue Bailey is here. Hello from Australia. Good to see you down under. Good day. You're starting your day. Love your green shirt, Jim. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's from J. Crew. Anna Phelps, hi from New Jersey. Good to see you in New Jersey. Margaret, doing fine from Barstow, California, halfway between Los Angeles and Las Vegas and hot Mojave Desert. Crystal Nolan, hi, Jim and everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an epic show, great conversation. She is in Connecticut. Yes, we will have lots of crack tonight, and we've had some fun with some of our other guests. We've had to explain in the United States what it means when we say we're having crack so we don't end up in the newspapers. You know, a good time, a jolly time, that's what it means in Ireland. But in the United States, if you're saying I'm having crack, so you have to see the spelling is C-R-A-I-C. That makes all the difference. Hi from Virginia to Abigail as well. Avril Britton is watching in Hampshire, United Kingdom, and Great Britain. She's here all the time. We welcome you there in beautiful Great Britain as well, and England. Marilyn is here from Wichita, Kansas. Hi, Jim and all the Lovities. Danilo in San Diego. Good afternoon, all Lovities. Good evening, or for Paul, it's good morning. Welcome to Lovity Hall. Hi, Jim, and your guest today, Paul, as well. Yes, cool, cloudy, rainy in Calgary. In Canada. Happy Labor Day weekend. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate all this. We're going to get ready to wrap up our viewer introductions or welcomes here with Lovities, and we'll go through more of them as we go along. We're going to welcome our guest, Paul. So happy Paul was able to come. Me too, Abigail. Absolutely. Doris Short. Hi, everybody. Denise. Hi, Jim and Lovity friends. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, everybody. There's lots more comments we have here. We always have lots of comments. This is a very viewer interactive show, so I always like to show viewer comments whenever I can. Hello to all the Lovities and newbies and oldies. Hello from Middleburg, Florida, just south of Jacksonville. Good to see you as well. Mary Lynn, Lida, happy Labor Day as well. Thank you. And Kim is here. Hi, Jim. We appreciate that as well. All good stuff here. Joycey Jenks. Yes, Jim, and wearing your Kelly Green shirt today. Absolutely. Schlancha from Bernadette. We appreciate that as well. And we're going to, yeah. Now, this is your very first broadcast. Thank you very much. You've watched previous Damien Ryan Neal listening from Australia. We welcome you. We welcome you. Good to see you as well. So I want to tell you about our amazing guest. Again, he's a dear friend. We've known, about each other's work for a long time, and he's really, really a great guy. And of course, he's embarked on his solo career a number of years ago, and we're happy about that because he's a brilliant performer. He's often hailed as one of Ireland's premier tenors. The Dublin-born singer was surrounded by music from a young age. His mother was a concert pianist, and his father played guitar as a hobby. Paul Byrom was exposed to everything from Mozart to Buddy Holly to the Eagles early on in his youth. He remembers performing for his parents and their friends from the time he was 4 years old. He received training in opera, and at 14 years old, he recorded his very first album, The Golden Voice, as a boy soprano. Paul then branched out into more mainstream music as well. His career continued to build as he appeared on Irish radio and television programs, including celebrity jigs and reels, similar to Dancing with the Stars in the United States, where he reached the grand finals. He also appeared briefly on a popular Irish soap opera, Fair City. In 2005, he released his second album, Velvet, which reached number 2 on the Irish music charts. He became one of the original members of course, the all-male singing group Celtic Thunder in 2007. During this time with the group, the recordings often topped the world Billboard charts. Some of Paul's proudest moments came from when they performed for the Emperor Akihito of Japan and the former Irish presidents, Mary McAleese and Mary Robinson, and former president in the United States, President Obama, where the group was invited to the White House. Despite his success with Celtic Thunder, he did leave the group in 2010 to focus on his own solo career, which he's enjoyed ever since. His next recording was This Is the Moment, reached number 1 on the World Billboard chart, was shortlisted for a Grammy nomination, and he was named Irish Tenor of the Year by the Irish Music Association as well. He does have a deep passion for theater, and he's had that for years. Several years ago, he began appearing at Dublin's famed Helix Theatre in Christmas pantos, such as Beauty and the Beast and Robin Hood. His own dog, Bradley, has appeared in the productions with his dad. Although he does concert tours yearly in the United States, he continues to live in Dublin, Ireland, and considers himself a proud Irishman. And we are very honored to have my buddy Paul here on the show as we welcome everybody joining us all around the world. Feel free to post comments on YouTube and Facebook while you're watching live as well. And let's welcome Paul to the Jim Masters Show live and direct after midnight from Dublin, Ireland. Good to have you with us, my friend. Welcome, Paul.
How are you? You well?
Fantastic. Doing well, brilliant. And how are you doing there? You're at home, and you have Bradley nearby, and you've been keeping busy, huh? You've been keeping busy through all the craziness of this year, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's a funny one, It's I suppose it's a period of time where you keep yourself busy, but it's maybe not necessarily making money. You make money from being out touring and performing, but obviously, myself, like many other musicians and artists around the world, well, the brakes have been put on us, So, that being said, I've used the time to work on a number of different projects. And indeed, as you mentioned, there's a new album coming out this October. So we've been working hard on getting the music for that sorted and getting the arrangements sorted. And we were due to sit into a studio with the orchestra in May, and of course, needless to say, that all got scrapped because orchestras can't sit together because of the social distancing and COVID and all of that. And so then they got pushed out, and I was thinking, maybe July it'll get done, and then still COVID was around, and of course we all realized by that stage that it wasn't going anywhere fast. So I was kind of getting slightly concerned that the album wouldn't happen. So I kind of, I suppose I started looking at what it is that I could do to keep myself busy, and so I was doing a lot of television at home here in Ireland, as a contributor to some programs, and indeed just as a guest, and then I did a lot of radio and stuff, podcasts, guested on a number of podcasts and so forth, and so it's been very busy, and then things started to improve. In Europe, certainly we saw certain restrictions being lifted, and I was hoping again that for the new album that the orchestra would be an Irish orchestra. I've always used Irish musicians on all my albums, and it didn't look like that was going to happen here because the scheduling and again the restrictions weren't necessarily black and white, and we weren't sure when an orchestra would be actually able to get back into a studio. But we have been very lucky to be able to tie down the Philharmonic from Prague.
Fantastic.
And so, so on the 21st of September, the conductor will be taken to the box and tapping the music stand. So very excited about that and delighted that we will get the orchestra into studio. And so, recording is full steam ahead. I've been redesigning my website. It's been a long time coming. So if you go on the website at the moment, there'll be nothing there. It's one of those things that it's under construction, and I'm nearly done. So we're going to have a kind of great shop on it, and all my back catalogue of stuff will be available, which has never been available before on any particular site. So the fact that you'll be able to come to my site direct and get everything, knowing that it's official and that the price. I mean, I saw prices for my Christmas album on Amazon for I think it was 80 or 90 quid, and I was like, what? For a Christmas? What? No matter how good you think you are, that's ridiculous. So I hope nobody bought that. So all of those things will be available on mine for the reasonable prices. And so I've been working on that, you know what I mean? And I'm just kind of keeping myself busy, I think that's the trick. Stay positive and I made a lot of Lego. I got back to playing the piano. So it's just been, although a hugely worrying time for me and for lots of us in the same industry, I'm trying and striving to stay positive.
Right, exactly. Every single
Not
person.
the longest answer you've ever got, is it?
It's a fantastic. We Irish are great. We're great storytellers, aren't we? We're known for being storytellers.
Well, yeah.
And that was the short version. Oh, wait.
Exactly.
Oh, I see something there. We got a lot of hello. We got a lot of hellos coming from around the world.
Yeah.
But
I think your drink looks a little bit more appetizing. Mine is a coffee. I had an espresso, so
very
we'll
nice.
say cheers nonetheless. Anyway,
absolutely. This is actually a Riesling, a wine, because at the end of the show, at the end of every show, I always tell people, because the show is all positive, I tell them to relax.
Yeah.
And take care of one another, love one another, and breathe. And the name of this Riesling, this wine, is called Relax. So it's
nice.
Perfectly, perfectly suited for the show.
Yeah, I think like a lot of us here in Ireland, I don't know about yourself, but I think a lot of people here in Ireland during this lockdown, in particular during the lockdown period, kind of March and April, a lot of us were kind of sitting in and we're like, okay, what do we do? Nothing today. We just have a drink. So I think a lot of people drank a lot more than they were possibly drinking before. But look, no harm in that.
Well, you know what they're saying? We're supposed to be 6 feet from each other, but we're supposed to be 10 feet away from our refrigerators during all this.
Okay, well, yeah. I don't know. I've eaten a lot as well myself.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been craving all the childhood foods, all the comfort foods. It's definitely the Irish part of me. But if you give me mashed potatoes, I'm good. I love the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, the carb intake. Yeah, it's all in how they're done as well. I once I've got loads of butter in them, I'm happy out.
That's it. We've got hi Jim and Paul. Hello, hi. Soraya's watching on both Facebook and YouTube at Jim Masters TV. Shirley, hi, Jim and Paul from California. Hi from
Shirley, how are you?
Scotland.
Wow.
We had from New Zealand as well. Alberta, Canada. That's Cheryl.
Cheryl, how are you? I haven't been in Canada in a while. It really irks me. I'm trying to. This year was supposed to be one of those years that I got back to Canada. I had planned on doing a lot of cities in the States that I hadn't been to in a long time, and it all just got bloody put down the drain. But that being said, I'm already now in the hope that I will be back out in North America come March. So I haven't given up hope yet.
No, you can't. You got to be positive. We all are, absolutely.
San Antonio, Texas. I'm seeing a lot of names there I'm recognizing.
North Carolina, Tennessee.
One or two newbies.
Yeah. Some of them, like a merging of our viewers with yours.
I know, it's great.
Fans. That happens a lot. It's absolutely beautiful, and we share, as we call, levity. It's all about the levity.
Yeah, levity. I like it.
What's the temperature where you are there? Because it's 107 degrees according to Carol in Beaumont,
Yeah,
California. Phew,
I know, and they are dealing with fires there. I know you guys are dealing with fires. I feel
they
so,
are.
so my heart bleeds for California every year when I see the fires. And it seems, I don't know. I mean, are they deliberate fires or are they just down to heat? I don't know.
Some of it I think was lightning strikes and things of that
Right, okay.
nature. And yeah,
It's just,
yeah,
it's heartbreaking to see houses go. And I mean, not to mention the fires that were in Australia earlier in the year were
yeah.
just, I mean, it has just been an horrific 2020. I like,
This is
you know, I think, New Year's Eve, people aren't going to be welcoming in the new year. We're all just going to be delighted to see the end of 2020,
out, out. Wow, my friend Drew Scott is watching. He's in New York. He's a renowned television news anchor, and I worked with him at a
Oh, very good.
television station in New York for years. He hired me to be one of the news reporters. He's watching in New
Good
York
man,
right
Drew.
now, over on
I
Long
saw
Island.
Rick and Sandy pop up there as well. They're up in
Yes.
Vancouver. I know Rick and Sandy. They're great people as well. Debbie said she loved jigs and reels. That's so funny. That's not today or yesterday. That was what 2000 and what did you say? 2006 or 2007 it was.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a long
7.
time ago now.
Willie's in Holland where it's like 1:30 a.m. She watches
Oh,
every night. She
Holland.
watches 90 shows straight. She's never missed a show.
Willie, is that Willie Jansa? I wonder.
Yes, yes.
I was
In
in Holland.
Amsterdam.
Yeah, I was in Amsterdam in the end of January, early February. And myself and my girlfriend went over, and I love Amsterdam, and I love how they speak in Holland. They're like delighted to see you
Yes.
all the time. So yes, welcome to Holland. Would you like to try some of our cheese?
Or
So it's great.
or
It's
the
kind of like
Stroop.
a drunken Sean Connery kind of accent that they have.
They want to give you the Stroopwafel. Would you like a
Yes. Oh,
Stroopwafel?
you don't like stroopwafel? What do you mean you don't like stroopwafel? Very good. I like
That's
it.
that's it. We've got all kinds of welcomes here. Again, the show is very viewer interactive. A lot of
Yeah, it's great.
levity coming this way.
I
So
also get a kick out of I also get a kick out of people's profile pictures. Do you ever? I don't know about you. Do
yes,
you ever get a kick out of? And I love it. And then so every now and again, I go through phases where I'll grow a beard or something, or
yeah,
I'll be getting like for example
I
when I
know
was
what you
doing
mean.
yeah, and when I was doing different shows, I had to grow mustaches, and some people would come on and make fun or just have a bit of crack about it, and then I'd go look at them. I go, what are they saying about me? Let me take a look at them, and then you'd see their profile, and it's just an egg, or it's just like the generic. I'm like,
There's
that's
nothing
cheating.
there.
That's
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah, yeah. Well, like Debbie, you mean,
Yeah, Debbie. Come on, get a picture up
or
there.
Tammy,
Tammy, that's two in a row. My God.
or Anna.
Oh, mother of God! In Vegas. Oh, she came to see me in Vegas. That was the last show of the tour.
Was Vegas?
Um, yeah, and it was a full house. I literally I pulled up to Vegas thinking, I don't think anybody, because I think Donald had kind of shut the doors like 2 or 3 days beforehand, and I was petrified I wasn't going to get home.
Yeah.
And I got down to Vegas, and everything was like it was normally was. It was like I think Vegas is kind of one of those places, like a beetle. It's the only animal that would have survived a nuclear attack, And Vegas is kind of like that. It just goes on no matter what's going on in the world. And I turned up and I thought I was going to be told, look, the show's cancelled. They're like, no, all the stages are going dark tomorrow. Yours is one of the last. I'm like, what? So I
Yeah.
thought nobody's going to be at it. And I walk out onto the stage and the place was full, which is great, needless to say. And we had a lovely night. And afterwards I went down Fremont Street for a drink. And I thought to myself, this could be because I was flying home the next day, and I thought to myself, this could be the last time I have a drink for a while at a bar. And so I said, I'll go and the place was wedged. And I thought to myself, either everybody back home is overreacting, or everybody here in Vegas is not reacting.
All right.
And needless to say, I kind of got home the next day and I realized, no, everybody was shutting down. It wasn't just the Irish.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They want you to come to Florida. That's my mom. She wants you to come to
Hi, will you ever
Florida.
come to Florida? Well,
Yeah.
Helen. I have been to Florida many a time, and I was actually due to be there on the
I
22nd
know.
of March, and I'll be
Yeah.
back I will be back in March, I promise. So, Helen, when I'm back, you can be a guest of my gig.
That's it. Simon, he'll be there. And the 22nd, wow, that was her birthday too. What a day
Oh
that would
no,
be.
that would have been great. Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah, all kinds of great comments. Let's talk a little about the earlier beginnings because you had a wonderful musical influence in your parents early on, didn't you, in your youth, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, look, it kind of goes to that, I suppose, argument. You know, is it nature or nurture? You know, and I think obviously you've got to be born with some level of talent. Um, can you hear me? Are you still there?
Yeah, you're there. We just do all kinds of
Yeah.
different camera angles, like a TV
Oh,
show.
okay.
So
Sorry.
I'm a gracious host. We sometimes give our guests the full screen.
Oh, right. Okay. Good man yourself. So yeah, I was born into a family that loved music. You know, my mother plays the piano. She did all 8 grades in. I don't know if they do a grades thing in the US, but basically there's 8 grades to complete to be considered a proficient professional pianist. And so my mother did all of those, and so she would have performed a lot, and we would have grown up listening to a lot of Chopin, Beethoven, Mozart, and then of course she loved a lot of the lighter stuff, like the Richard Clayton repertoire. And so yeah, I would have been very fortunate to grow up listening to that kind of music in the house. And then my dad played the guitar, as you mentioned, and he was more into the likes of Buddy Holly and Roy Orbison, Traveling Wilburys. The list is endless, actually, to be honest. So I got a rounded flavor and taste for music growing up in Dublin.
I have a lot of those Richard Clayton albums, the pianist, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
really
that's right.
talented guy. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I think what he did was he made it very accessible. Classical music accessible to the average Joe. And I mean, I think certainly for a long time, classical music was kind of just for the elite, for the wealthy and for the people of a certain caliber. And
sure.
much in all as that was a time, things started to change quickly, and the likes of Richard Clayderman were leading in that front, in making it more accessible to the average person like myself and like yourself, whoever else. And it became extremely popular. And then, of course, the likes of Pavarotti, Domingo, and Carreras in 1990 in particular, in the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup, they exploded with Nessun Dorma. Um, so classical music all of a sudden became more and more mainstream. And so, even for myself as a young artist, I studied opera and it was very classically orientated. But as I grew up, that inner want to just be a little bit more relaxed and loose
Right.
was welcomed within the scene. Now, to be honest with you, I think with the likes of the oratorio work and the highbrow opera, I probably would be frowned upon now because I've crossed over to the commercial side. You're supposed to be just poor and miserable and sing
And
opera.
that's it.
That
Right,
just
right.
didn't suit me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's done a lot of pop covers too.
Mm,
Pop and standard covers of every kind of Beatles. I mean, you name it, he's done that as
yeah.
well. He's a really, really talented guy. So, as I mentioned, then your star was rising, and you were entering into various performances, and you were even on a soap opera, huh? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was one of those times. I was 26, 27 years of age. My album Velvet had just done very well at home, and I suppose my profile at home was strong, and it was one of those things where it's kind of enjoying the ability to try everything and breaking boundaries, breaking the mold. Because as I said, previous to that, I had been perceived as a classical act, and so for the first time, I suppose I was kind of breaking that mold, and I was enjoying it. I was doing more television and more radio, and I think people were discovering my personality and realizing actually he's not straight laced, as is often the perception with classical artists.
Right.
Um, and so then one evening I was out, no word of a lie, I was out with a friend of mine who was in the soap, Killian, and we were out with some script writers and we were having a few drinks and maybe I had been overserved at this point, and they were chatting away, and they're like, "Oh my God, we love your personality. Like you should be the chef. We're writing this new character. He's a chef, and it's going to be great fun, and you'd be great." And I was like, "Of course I would," And thinking this is all a great laugh. And then the next day, I got a phone call from the producers going, "Can you come down to RT? That's our broadcasting station,
That's
for
right.
a screen test at 4 o'clock." And I was like, "Oh God, what have I got myself into?" You're a little hungover, and you're like, "What?" Anyways, out of politeness, I went down, thinking, "There's no way I'll get this." And I went into the audition or the screen test, and there was a lot of actors there studying their script, very seriously, and I was like, struggling to put one foot in front of the other. And all of a sudden, I did this screen test around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I think by 5 o'clock, I was in the show. It was just crazy. But I loved it. And I had a short enough stint in it because singing, the schedule with the singing was very hard to juggle with the filming of the soap.
Yeah.
And I always I would have loved a little longer in it, and they wanted me to stay longer, and it just we couldn't make it work. So I had to make a decision, and of course I just continued on then with the singing, and shortly after that, then I joined Celtic Thunder. So, as they say, oh, I'm a firm believer in fate, and I think that's the way the road played out for me.
That's it, with a little Irish luck along the way.
Well, if I'd have stayed in it, you would never have met me, Jim. So how tragic would that have been?
Which exactly, and proof in the pudding, as they say. I don't know if they say that expression there. Proof
Yeah,
in
we
the
do. Yeah, of
pudding.
course.
Here we are.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, like
That's
that is a horrific shirt that I'm wearing. I just can only apologize about that shirt.
Yeah, you look great. We all look great. That's a
Man,
trifecta of greatness.
yeah,
That
we looked young. Look, we all look very young and
we look
innocent, and
very
yeah.
happy-go-lucky.
And I
That's
can
when
see
you.
your station there is from that was my own TV special you're promoting there
That was
actually.
your special, right? Because before
Yeah.
you were there with Celtic Thunder, and me, you, and Ryan Kelly are
Wow.
there together,
Another
and
horrific shirt. Yeah. Jesus
so you were
Christ.
there first with Celtic Thunder, and you came through the studios of public television many times here in the States. And then you had your special, which we were showing as well, which was terrific and well received. And we did the interviews there at public television, the studio. So this was the first time we met, and then here as well when you came back. But when you think about it, the time really flies, especially the years with the guys at Celtic Thunder.
Yeah.
Tell us about that
Wow.
experience of when you got that call or that information that they wanted you to be a part of Celtic Thunder.
Yeah, I think when you talk to the guys, we all have a different story, about how we came about to ending up in the show. You know, as we have already touched on, I had been in the game quite a while at this point, and I got a phone call from Phil Coulter, who I had worked quite extensively with over the years, and he came to see a gig I did in the National Concert Hall in Dublin. And we'd, as I said, things were going well for me in the solo career, and so I just sold out that gig, and he came to the concert, and afterwards he met me, and we got chatting, and he said, "Look, I'm putting together this group with a lady called Sharon Brown, and
There's
I'd
you,
love you to be
Damien, and
part of it."
Phil.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually on one of his cruises many, many years ago now. But yeah, and so I kind of, to be honest with you, I said, "Look, Phil," I said, maybe I misunderstood it, but I thought they were putting together a boy band or something.
Right.
And I was just like, "No, I'm not into that really." And he explained it a little bit more, and he said, "Look, Paul," he said, "this is 5 individuals, 5 very different looking guys, 5 different age groups, and representing 5 different types of man,
Right.
and then every now and again you'll come together and do an ensemble number. This is not a group. This is not a band, should I say?" And he says, more than anything, look, he says, it's a great opportunity to get your music and your foot into America. And so yeah, I kind of went, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So I went and met Sharon, and I agreed to join the show. So I was very fortunate in that I suppose I didn't have to really go through that audition process and so forth. But but it worked out great. It was a wonderful opportunity for me, and it was everything he said it would be, and it was probably bigger than any of us expected it to be. Really, we knew the success of Celtic Woman, and we knew that Sharon had been involved in that. So therefore, it wasn't an element where we were getting involved in the production that nobody knew what they were at. As we say in Ireland, people that didn't know their arse from their elbow. But but Phil, obviously a well-established, extremely successful songwriter and producer, and then of course Sharon, similarly a successful producer. So, when you've got two people like that in the creatives, you kind of, you're somewhat safe. Um, and so we thought, well, we might get a year or so out of this. And needless to say, when the show was filmed, I remember the night it was filmed in Dublin, the first show. There was something very special that night, Jim. There was a spark in all of our eye. And even when you see a spark in the like of Phil and Sharon's eyes, where they've been in the business a long time, they've been around the block a long time, and then the people that were there from PBS, filming it and doing the behind the scenes stuff, they were quite excited, giddy about it, and I thought to myself, wow, maybe this is bigger than we thought. And then obviously you don't know. That was filmed, let's say, I think that was filmed in August, if I remember correctly, our first show, and it didn't go to air till March. So there was a long gap between that, August and March, where we didn't pay any attention to it. We didn't think about it, and we just kind of hoped for the best, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And then it went to air in March. We had to go over and do a number of basically promotional trip for 2 or 3 weeks, exhausting promotional stuff.
Yeah.
And it just went huge. I mean, as you know from your own station, it was 5-star ratings right across the board. That first show, and it was the beginning of something. I think something very, very special. And it was a great period of time for me. I was with the show for nearly 5 years, and yeah, there wasn't a day I regretted it, and I look back on it with fond memories, and I love all the guys in different ways. But yeah, we developed something that was very special. We worked very, very hard. I mean, I'm not sure people realize how hard it was. Certainly the promotional trips, you up at 4 or 5 in the morning to do, early morning TV shows. I might be working right through to 11 that evening doing appearances or whatever it might be, doing filming, interviews, whatever it might be. And we worked, as I said, extremely hard to develop the brand that it is today. And I know obviously the faces have changed a bit, but I get great sense of pride in that no matter what's going on today, only really happens and can happen because of the work that we put in at the early stages of Celtic Thunder,
That's exactly.
And it's funny, I bump into people now at gigs or when I did the guest appearance on the Celtic Thunder cruise, and people come up and go, "Oh my God, I never met you. I never knew you until after you left. I'd never heard of you." I'm like, "What? I was involved in the original bloody show," So yeah,
Right.
I got forgotten pretty quickly,
Isn't that something? It's really amazing.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's all really interesting stuff. Again, so really cool shots we have here too. When you think about it,
I'm enjoying them actually. I'm looking at. I did a lot of flashbacks. There's me, my kind of casual cool.
Sort of the 007. Yeah,
I have 1 or 2 looks. That's the other look. I hate posing in front of a camera. It's just the worst. I will sing and I will dance and I will talk, but you ask me to take photos and I feel extremely uncomfortable.
This album too. Tell us about this. Of course, they're talking about this one a lot.
Yeah, that was the first album I did after the show, after Celtic Thunder. And I remember when I left the production, I wanted to kind of release an album that was a statement of who I was as a singer, not necessarily an Irish tenor. And so I didn't want it to be an Irish album. I wanted it to showcase me as a singer in general. So there was quite a mixed bag of stuff on it. There was Um, this is the moment, obviously, from the Jekyll and Hyde musical. Um, and then I do like a cover of All by Myself, but I do it in Spanish. I do a couple of Irish songs, obviously, but I do a Billy Joel song on it, Lullaby. And I do an Italian love song as well on it. So it was quite a kind of an album of love, so to speak. Just my favorite songs I felt showed me off in a nice light. And needless to say, it sold a lot, and I was pretty blown away by the reaction of it. And I went to number one on the world Billboard charts, um, and then, as you said, it got shortlisted for a Grammy. Now, I was put into categories that, as soon as I saw who I was up against, I knew I wasn't going to be having a day out in LA. But it was quite nice, nonetheless, to be in the same breath as the likes of Paul McCartney and so forth. But
Can't top that. Yeah.
yeah, right. So yeah, it was a great time. But it's funny. It's changed a lot. Like that from that was 2010, and like I actually have it here. Like that was the album, and it was like there was a double sleeve inside, and I tried to kind of keep the continuity throughout. And we had like a lot of artwork done, and I was kind of very proud of it. And I think there's nothing nicer than actually holding a CD. And I'm a firm believer in still making the actual hard copy of the CD. But the scene has changed so much even since then that everything now is online. Everybody just listens to Spotify or iTunes or whatever it might be, instead of buying the CD, which I kind of think is a little sad. But I will be still making CDs. I'm a firm believer in them, and I think a lot of my followers still love getting a CD.
The
Um,
physical, yeah, the liner
the physical
notes and the whole
CD,
thing.
yeah. Because I always
Yeah.
think, like, when I listen to CDs now, and you hear somebody playing the piano on a track, you're like, God, that's beautiful. Who's playing that? And you never know because there's no linear notes,
There's
and so
nothing there. No.
there's nothing there, and I kind of think it's a real cheat. So I get great pride in that. So I don't know how, like, there's an album coming out now in October. Like, I don't know. I'll release it obviously in every format, but I don't know how it charts now. Is it like the amount of downloads? Is it the amount of people that buy an actual hard copy? I don't know how it works. Anyway, so to be honest, in my line of singing, the charts don't really mean a huge amount to me. It's not important to me. The evidence is when people keep turning up at concerts or tuning in to something like this for me, or that means more to me than going up to number one or whatever. It really, genuinely, it does.
Exactly right. Got another great one here too. Tell us about that one.
So
Velvet.
Velvet, that's the album. That was my first major album. I will not begin to tell you how much money was spent on that album. It was off the charts,
Yeah.
like off the charts. God, what I
Literally, right?
think.
Yeah.
Um, there was a 56-piece orchestra on it.
Wow.
Um, we're talking over 100,000 on that album,
Mm.
and there was a 56-piece orchestra, and it was a real statement of intent. That's what it needed to be, because the songs that I was singing were all the old school matinee idol kind of numbers. Um, Songs like by Fred Astaire, Bing Crosby,
The
Nat King
crooners,
Cole, of course.
yeah, all the good
Yeah, and then I
crooners.
did a couple of the big Mario Lanza numbers, and so there was it needed to be big. If you're going to touch that kind of
Go
music, you
big.
need to commit to it. And so it was. Personally, I think it's a beautiful album. It's a very lush album, and certainly the size of that album would never be made. I mean, considering that was an
No.
independent release, that wasn't with a Universal or a Sony, or that was an independent release. I wouldn't even think of any of the majors would spend that money on an album nowadays.
Did your parents mortgage the house or?
Oh no, thankfully my parents weren't involved in it. Like, we wouldn't have that kind of money, let me tell you. We are average Joes, let me tell you. But yeah, it was a big undertaking, and look, I'm delighted that I'm very fortunate that I've had people support me and back me over the years.
Right.
But yeah, it was a great album. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, it's one of those albums now. I don't. That's, believe it or not, that's not available on Spotify. I'm working on that at the moment, because again, that was all pre Spotify, all pre iTunes, all that stuff. So that and the Christmas album aren't on Spotify yet. We're working on it. We'll get it up soon. But don't worry, as I said at the beginning of the show, on my new website, you'll be able to order that if you haven't got it already. Because again, I've seen people selling that on Amazon for stupid money. I'm like, come on, what do we have, people? So yeah, I think it'll be like
It's
$20,
it's
$20
rare.
at most.
It's rare for an artist to actually say that. So you're open and you're the real deal. That's what's great about you,
Yeah,
Paul.
like
You're authentic. You know.
I just think, we're living at a time where let's call it
Right.
as it is.
Let's call it
Like
right.
going and spending a couple of £100 on an album, that's just bloody madness. Just contact me. I'll send you one for $20.
That's it. Exactly. That's it. Here's another one.
Oh, that's the Christmas album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, Christmas album. I made that in 2 weeks, believe it or not.
Did you
Threw
really?
it together. Just again, the same producer as the previous albums. Joe Chibi, wonderfully talented guy. He's done all my albums up until this date, and now he got poached on me. He's now
Mm.
head of the National Concert Orchestra here in Ireland. He's the
Oh
manager of the
yeah.
National Concert Orchestra in Ireland. So obviously, with that contract, he can't be off producing albums and doing other stuff like this. So I lost him to that. But because we worked together so well
Mm-hmm.
and knew each other so well, we were able to put together this album pretty quickly. And I brought in a wonderful artist called Sinead Lawless,
Oh yeah.
and an Irish artist, and she
Mm-hmm.
drew what you're looking at there. Inside again in the cover, so that's me at the train station waiting to get home for Christmas. And then on the inside, there's a picture of me on the train looking out at the snow, and then there's the picture at the back. Then is me arriving at the house. And ringing the doorbell, kind of, I'm home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's a lovely little storyboard within
Really
the album. It's
nice.
it's a lovely album, and that's not me blowing my own trumpet. Well, I mean, it's a lovely album as in the artwork. And there's a nice little track on it actually. So when I was 14, I released my first ever album, and on it I did Silent Night. And my mother actually said to me, she said, Paul, would you not think of doing a duet with yourself on the Christmas album? I thought, what are you talking about, Mum? And so I talked to Joe about it, and he says, actually, that could be a really good idea. And so we did a duet, me as the tenor with the boy soprano, Paul, and we put it on that Christmas album. And it's a lovely moment, actually. It's quite a special moment for me. So a lot of the fans like it as well. But yeah, and so the Christmas album was again hugely popular. It hasn't been available for a while, because I haven't toured at Christmas for a number of years, and so I didn't print this. I didn't print the Christmas CD. I thought, sure, if I'm not on the road, nobody will want it. Anyways, I was a bit wrong. So again, that will be available very, very soon. I've actually got them coming by the end of this week. Coming, I will have Christmas CDs available again.
There it is. Yeah.
There it
There's
is.
that
Yeah,
one.
the Christmas album.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. There's a cutie. They've been asking about Bradley, if Bradley was sleeping.
Oh, Bradley's here behind me. Look at Bradley. Bradley's always within a stone's throw, aren't you? You gonna come over and say hello?
There's
Come over and
Bradley.
say hello, buddy. Oh, the baby. Oh, the baby. This is. Oh, say hello. Don't be shy. Now's not the time to be shy, Bradley. We're on. Say hello to everyone. There he is. There's everyone. Yes. Well, Bradley loves the camera by and large, and loves a bit of attention, and loves a bit of crack. But he is without question my best buddy. I got him in New York 6 years ago. It was a bit of an impulse moment, and I brought him home to Ireland with me, and it's the best thing I ever did. He is such a great little doggy, and we go everywhere together, and we are doing a staycation. This is
That's
a new thing. I don't know. Do you have that trending over in
yes.
America at the moment?
That's where you
Yeah.
stay.
So
You stay local or just in
yeah.
the right.
So obviously, being an island, a lot of us would travel. The Irish love to leave Ireland during the summer, and go to Spain or Europe or America, wherever it might be, for 2 3 weeks. And this year, everybody's doing staycation, obviously, to prevent the spread of COVID. So I'm doing my staycation next week. Next weekend, we're going off to Athlone, a place in the middle of Ireland called Athlone, and then we're going to Donegal up on the west coast, and up northwest, and then we are doing Cavan, and we're staying in all those places are going to be dog friendly places.
Oh,
And
nice.
so Bradley is coming on his first holiday with me. And so it's just one of those things. I do like. I rather have him with me than
Yeah.
maybe with my mom or
Yeah.
my sister or friends or whatever. Um, and so I even ordered a bag recently from Amazon that he can sit into, like a backpack, and his head pops out, and so that we can do cycling and I can do different walks. If the walk is long, he can just get into the bag. So yeah, he literally comes everywhere, as I said. And
Oh,
we're very lucky to have dogs. I'm a big advocate of dogs,
yeah.
and pets, animals in general, but I have a soft spot for dogs in particular. Um, and I worry because I found, I don't know whether, again, it's a thing that's happened in America, but I worry because a lot of people through lockdown and through this COVID have adopted dogs or bought dogs or whatever, and thinking that, oh yeah, I always wanted a dog. Now's a good time to get one. Well,
Mm,
now is not the time to measure what normality is. And so if you are getting a dog based on what you're experiencing now and your schedule now, that's not a realistic thing to do. And so
right.
I fear that there's going to be a lot of dogs kind of in a year's time where people are going to be like, oh, we can't really, he doesn't fit our lifestyle. And I don't know, I worry for that. So I do a lot of work for the Dog Trust here in Ireland.
Which is great.
Or I
Yeah.
try to support them as much as I can. And we donate, Bradley and I give a donation on a monthly basis to them. Um, we drop out blankets and toys and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, they're worried. They're very worried that they're going to get overrun, when this COVID thing lifts and people return to the offices and return to traveling and return to normality. What happens to the dogs then? Kind of a little bit of a concern.
There's somebody else I know you love very much. Mom.
Oh, indeed, yes, yeah. Mom is pretty much the rock. I was out for dinner with her last night or tonight. Well, last night, yeah. So what are we now? We're 1 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I was out with her last night. She's great. She's everything I am is because of that woman. So I have I can't speak highly enough about her. She's just been very supportive, I suppose, over the years. More than I know. Look, all mothers are supportive, but with the business and the career that I've had, you get ups and downs. It can be busy as you can be, and then you can be very, very quiet. There might be times when you doubt yourself and you go, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe this is the wrong path. And all the whilst, Mom has been like, no, this is what you need to do, and this is what you need
Yeah.
to. This is how you need to go about it.
Yeah.
And it's great. We're very similar in personality. We love life. We love the crack. She's great fun. She's a great fun character, and anybody that's met her will tell you that. I know a lot of people have come on my bus tours over the years, and they always meet my family when they come to Ireland. Whoever comes on my bus tour, they generally get to meet Mom one of the nights. And so she's lovely. She's great crack. Everybody loves her, but she's a typical Irish mom. She's has an opinion on everything and like tells me what to do all the time. And even though I'm 41, she still gives out to me. So yeah, it is what it is. It's
That's it.
Irish moms.
She
So,
keeps you in tow, keeps you in line. Sort of.
yeah, and I'm not even sure it's just Irish moms. I think Italian moms are supposed to be even more hardcore. So I don't know.
That is very funny. Beautiful shots of you and your mom. We also have something else here that we sort of dug up in our research department, which I think is absolutely awesome. And it might be, for the worldwide audience watching Jim Masters' show right now live might not be aware of, is some of your other roles that you've played in life.
Aha, there we go. Yeah, this was last Christmas actually. What was that? The Three Musketeers. Yeah, so I've obviously played the villain, and I always enjoy playing the villain because you can just be in bad form and still go to work,
Yeah.
But also there's a great bit of fun about being booed and playing the villain. It's a lot more fun a role because when I was younger, the young tenor kind of roles I got were always the romantic roles,
Yeah.
and they were always just a bit boring, whereas the villain is always kind of it's that bit more meaty, isn't it? And needless to say, there he is, my right hand man. I know he needed a haircut that day, but that was a press call we did. And yeah, he's great. He's He's very, and I see that. Do you notice there, Jim? Can you spot the big mistake in that picture?
Mm,
And the
no.
sheriff now, and the
Yeah, that's
sheriff in Robin Hood. Why would the sheriff have a fancy watch like that?
you
That
know,
was a bit of a mistake, wasn't it?
you know, that's
Yeah.
another great
And there
shot.
I am as Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. Again, a press call. So,
Do you enjoy the acting part of things too? Because
yeah, for
you're known for
sure I do.
singing, but you enjoy the acting as well, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. It look, anything that challenges me and pushes me, I'm up for that. Acting and theater was what I did prior to going into becoming a recording artist and a
Mm-hmm.
touring artist. So that's fundamentally my training. Um, but look, I just love being on stage in any shape or form. I love being, in front of an audience, and um, I love interacting, and just I love performing. It's what I am as opposed to who I am.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Mm.
And that's the thing. And that's why people, respond in the way that they do to you. There's something else beautiful that when we were doing the research, we found out you did a concert in front of your grandmother's nursing home or something like that. Tell
That's
us that.
correct. Yeah,
That is a
yeah,
phenomenal thing to do. You're obviously very close to her. Tell us about that. A concert
yeah.
set up in front of her nursing home so they could look out the windows and watch.
Yeah, well, I don't want to, what's the word,
It's a
make it
beautiful
sound
thing.
bigger or grander than it was. To be honest, what happened was it was April and she had just turned 101.
Yeah.
And
God bless
I,
her. Yeah.
yeah, very close to her as a child in particular. And I would have gone to see her regularly, up until February there before I went on tour. I went up to see her, and obviously with the pandemic, I haven't been able to go see her since. And so her birthday came in April, and I just thought it might be nice to go down, and I brought down speakers, got them all set up, and I just. The nurses and were aware of it, and had her positioned by the window, and they were all around as well, the other residents, and so I threw out a few songs for her, and it was quite emotional for me, to be honest with you, because she knew what was going on. She was waving me to come in, and
Mm-hmm.
she was emotional. I was emotional because I couldn't go into her, and it was a very difficult time because people were dying on a regular basis in Ireland at the time. Um, and we were just praying that that wouldn't be how Grandma's story would come to an end. After
Right.
101 years, we were afraid that the pandemic would be, the end of her, and then without
Right.
us being around her and being able to say goodbye to her, as so many people have experienced. Um, so, thankfully, as of today, she's well and she's still fighting the good fight. And she's got some good days and some bad days. But as I said, she was very appreciative of me singing that night, or that day, should I say. And
Yeah.
Bradley was
Yeah.
there too, and she wanted to see the dog, so I had to host him up, and I was like, "Grandma, he's here,"
Yeah.
and so yeah, so. Yeah, she's great. Mary is great.
Mm. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. A couple of people have been asking, do you have a favorite song to sing? I mean, that's probably tough because it depends on the style, the mood, the genre, the setting. But is there one that comes to mind that is one that you personally uh, like to sing most often?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it depends on the mood. I go through phases of loving a song, and then you go off them like anybody else, like listening to a single or a song on the radio or something. You sing it so often, you kind of go, "Oh God, I'm kind of tired of this now at the moment." But you can come back, you can rediscover the love of that song again. Um, and so, for example, like I used to love singing "You Raise Me Up" when I was on tour with Celtic Thunder because of the reaction that I got. It was always kind of a really popular number because of the big finish, and I suppose it's an emotional song too. Um, so I was always enjoyed that. I like singing "Bring 'Em Home" from Les Mis, and I love when I'm in church singing, the likes of Ave Maria. But by and large, the one consistent song that I've loved doing throughout my career, and even to this day, it's never faded on me, is Danny Boy. I love the song. It has been done by a million artists. and in a million ways. And I suppose, my way is how I do it, and it's more of a, I like to think of it as more of a reflective piece. I think there's a lot of people that have theories of what the song is about, and there's a lot of,
Right.
I've heard variations of what the song is about, and so I went about finding out, and the song is basically the final words that a father says to his son before he leaves Ireland for pastures new, because obviously that is a major thing that happens in Ireland, and certainly through tough times. Immigration is a huge thing in our history. So it's quite sad, that in the lyric itself you can hear him saying, come back. I look forward to seeing you again. That's the first verse. But in the second verse, it's very much reflective. You can sense from his words that he knows he's not coming back. He knows he won't see him again. And that when he does come back, he'll probably be gone. And all he asks is for his son to kneel and say a prayer, and at his grave. And there's something very hair raising about that. And there's something very beautiful about that. And I think lots of us have people in our lives that we don't see now, or we haven't seen, and they're gone on to other places. And whether you believe in heaven or not, that's your thing. And there's something beautiful about Danny Boy, that whenever you sing it, whether you're Irish or not, if you sing it with the reverence that it deserves, it'll resonate with anybody, whether you're Irish, Italian, French, Spanish, Swedish, whatever it might be. And that's what I love about that song. And I think and I also love that it's Irish, and that everybody knows it. And I get great pride as an Irishman standing on the stage and singing Danny Boy. It's just a beautiful, beautiful song.
When you do, is there anything or anyone that you tend to always think about while you're singing that?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I often think of my grandmother and my grandfather. My grandfather is gone. Sadly, too, he's gone now nearly 20 years, or over 20 years ago, he died. But I was very close to him too, and 20 years ago doesn't seem that long now.
No,
As you
no.
get older, the time
This,
seems shorter.
this year feels like it's been 20 years.
Well, it has been 20 years. I'm almost sure of it. But yeah, so I do. I think about my grandparents, and I think I suppose of just the fear, especially when you're on the road, the fear that something's going to happen to a loved one when you're away. Um, but yeah, it's one of those songs you just think of your loved ones.
Well, guess what? We have a treat for our audience as they ask, please sing Danny Boy, and how much they love when you do sing it. So we're going to treat them. And oh, thank you, Linda in St. Augustine, Florida. You love the hat. I know you love when I sport the hats on the show. I'm a hat guy. I'm always tossing different hats
Why
on.
not?
Danny Boy is moving and touches your heart. Well, guess what, folks? You know what we have? We have Paul Byrom singing Danny Boy, and we're going to share that with you right now. So get ready, get your Kleenex tissues near you, because he's treating us with a beautiful rendition of course, that legendary Irish standard, Danny Boy. And that was a great introduction we did, sort of perfectly leading up to it and into it. We're going to show that to you right now here. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Jim Masters. We're live worldwide on the Jim Masters Show Live. Special guest, Paul Byrom and Bradley. And here is Danny Boy, and we'll be right back with more.
Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go, and I must bide. summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow, 'tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when ye come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I'm lying, and kneel and say, an Ave there for me, and I shall hear the soft you tread upon me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be, for you will burn and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to
Really beautiful. Really.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you.
It probably even moves you when you hear yourself singing it, because it's just one of those songs that no matter where you are or what stage of life you're in or the people you've come across in your life, it really sums things up in such a poignant way. And I think that's why it moves people so much. And then your very soft and eloquent and tasteful treatment of it just really, is the icing on the cake.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I suppose, look, even just in that particular performance there, I got quite emotional toward the end, as you could possibly sense, and that was because it was the culmination of a lot of work to get that TV special together, and to raise the funds, and the effort that goes into putting together PBS specials. As you well know, is quite exhausting, and the dream was always to have my own special, and that particular night I was singing, and sadly my mom and my granny couldn't come to the performance, and I missed them very, very much, and I remember throughout that song I was thinking of them at home, and so yeah, it was one of those songs that always takes me back to family and loved ones, especially when I'm on the road.
Absolutely. Linda says, Paul, thank you for sharing your life story and singing. You're amazing.
Yeah, thank you, Linda.
Yeah, Shirley, so beautiful. Paul Caldella watching on YouTube gives a nice heart. Francis, absolutely beautiful. Paul. Barbara
That's great.
says
Thank
it
you.
as well. Ginny says beautiful as usual. Bradley is so cute looking up at Paul.
I know he's like, I'm sure he's like kind of going, "What are we doing up at this late, Brad?
Yeah, what
What are
is
we
this?
doing, Dad? What are we doing? Why aren't
You
we
are
in
on
bed?"
TV. You are
Yeah,
worldwide.
yeah. I know, Bradley. I know. It's all good. You guys can say hello to the gang.
Say hello to all the lovelies watching around the world. There we go. Yeah, he actually.
Yeah, there he is. He said hello. He's over there. He's over there. He's a great little fella, aren't you? Yeah.
A couple people were even admiring the pillows behind you on the couch. They were asking
Yeah.
about them.
Do you know what? Do you want to see his toy? Do you want to see his favorite toy?
Sure.
Because you were showing yours earlier on.
Yeah,
This
all
is
the cast of
Bradley's.
characters, right?
Yeah. So this is Bradley's favorite toy at the moment. It's Donald's. He loves his
Oh
Donald's.
my God, that's Donald Trump. Oh my God. Uh-oh.
Isn't that your Donald? Isn't it?
That is funny. Let's.
Because he's a New Yorker, you see. So Bradley's a New York dog, so I had to get him his president in toy form. So yeah, it amuses us. That's all that matters.
I was going to say, if only Bradley could talk. Where did you find that?
I got it in the States. I don't know where I got it
Did
along
you?
the way. Yeah, it was very funny. I could not pick it up when I got it.
That
So,
that is
it's funny.
hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Everybody's
Especially because my Irish friends are like, "What? What is that?" I'm like, "It's the president of America." Yeah, Bradley takes him around with him. You know?
ex- they're loving it. Denise says it's precious.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
He's got to he's got to post in his vote.
Oh, that's right. Mailing it in, right? I hope it
Oh,
gets
let's not go
through.
there.
Yeah, do not even. Yeah, that's it. We are non-political on this
Oh,
show.
political,
Completely.
yes, indeed.
It's all
So
levity.
back to the cushion. There's a cushion there behind me here. This
The
dog,
pillows.
that was sent to me by one of the fans, Rosie, down in Australia. So that takes pride of place. And then there's another one there, a whole load of dogs on it. And that was bought for charity. That money went to a dog trust that we talked about earlier on. And so then the other cushions I just pick up along the way. And you can never have enough cushions in a house. I love the big American style couch, as you can see. And in Ireland, the couches are a lot smaller. So I love just a big, big couch. And I went and I eventually found this couch. It takes up my whole apartment. It's just ridiculous, but I love it. So I don't make any apologies to anybody.
No, it's warm and it's welcoming and it's
Hey, people are
yeah.
always welcome here at Paul's place.
You have the new album. Tell us about the new album, the title and everything as well. That's a great
Yeah.
shot too. We're looking at
Oh,
here.
this was one of my favorites actually. Was we were out doing a photo shoot that day, and we literally stopped in for a pint. And he goes, "Come on, we get a picture or two." So one of my favorite pubs in Dublin, and I do love the old pubs. There's a lot of these great new pubs around Dublin, but those old pubs that are there 100 years are my favorite. So the new album, anyway, it's due to be out in October. We're aiming for now, and I only announced it last night that I've decided to call the album "What I Did for Love," and it is again with a full orchestra, and it is very kindly put together financially by my fans. I had been, after every gig, people were coming up and asking, when's the next album? And it had been a good number of years since I did an album, and it was 2013, I think it was, since I did the album last. And I was aware I needed to do another one, but I've always been a firm believer, like, unless you're going to do it properly, don't bother doing it at all.
Right.
And so I literally eventually kind of just threw it out to people. I said, look, folks, we're living at a time now where albums don't sell. People listen to a lot of stuff online for free. And the actual making money on albums doesn't exist anymore. So in order to make the big albums, you need support. So because I'm an independent artist, there was no label. to kind of ride in behind. And to be honest with you, I didn't really want to get it attached to another album, or to another label, should I say? Um, so I threw it up. I did a GoFundMe thing, and to see if we raised enough money, I would do it. And needless to say, we did. And I basically think that this album, I've been calling it. It's an album by request. It's people that it's an album by them for them.
By the people, for the people.
Oh,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, Bradley. Come here. You're not going to bed yet. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no,
And
no.
I'm even in my pajamas. I don't know what people get.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
saw that
where
when
are
you
we?
ran off before.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. I'm not even pretending anymore. I've got to the point now where I don't
Hey,
pretend anymore.
hey, they never see me below my shirt either, so you never know. They never see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um,
So the album is very much by the people for the people.
which is
No
beautiful.
pun intended.
No.
And it's an album I actually wanted to get it out last year, but I felt really uncomfortable putting up the GoFundMe. I just there was something about it. I thought,
I
oh God,
know.
is this like kind of cap in hand stuff?
Yeah.
And personally, I don't mind saying it. I certainly couldn't financially afford to do it. And so I really hemmed and hawed about kind of going and setting up the GoFundMe. And I wanted it to be an album that I released as I turned 40, because I wanted it to be a reflection of me as a person turning 40, and the music and the songs that I would choose for the album and have chosen for the album are that they all have a meaning. They all have a reason for being on the album. They all tell a story about my life, the ups and the downs. And it's a very personal album, I think. Um, and I suppose I eventually picked up the courage, and I thought, you know what, a lot of people are prepared to support me on this, and so look, let's just do it and see if it's the case. And needless to say, the following that I have are very loyal and very committed, and they didn't let me down. And now, as I said, we're making the album, which is great, because much like PBS, I think people now realize it's a different time, and I think
It's
people now
changed.
realize that you kind of, if you want the arts in society, you have to support the arts.
Sure. Right.
And it's much like uh, all well and good being able to turn around and say, Alexa, play ABCD, whatever. Um, but you know, you need, without paying for it. But you need you need to kind of stop for a moment and think, how is this? How is this being paid for? you know, because touring doesn't pay for it. The touring pays for touring. You make money on touring, and the merchandise and all that you sell on tour, that pretty much pays for your hotels, your flights, your musicians. So in order to put together the big orchestral albums that people have become, or that I've become accustomed to, and people have become accustomed to me singing to, they cost a lot of money, as we've already tipped on. So yeah, needless to say, the people didn't let me down, and all contributed to it. And as I said, I hope I don't let them down when the album comes out. I hope everybody enjoys the song selections. I did an Irish radio show yesterday morning in Ireland. It's a major radio show here in Ireland, and I sang two songs from the album. So they were. I'm not giving any more away, but "Bring 'Em Home" from Les Mis is on it, and
Nice.
I'm doing a cover of "In My Life" by the Beatles,
Ah,
um,
good
and
ones.
obviously the title of the album is "What I Did for Love," and that's from a chorus line. So yeah, so those are the three. That's all I'm telling you. Pre-orders will be available on my new website in the coming weeks. I'm hoping within the next week I'm going to have the website up, and
Yeah.
you'll be able to pre-order the album on that. And so
So stay
yeah,
tuned
fingers
to it.
crossed people will like it. That's my hope,
Yeah.
and that will strike a chord with people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very exciting news and being announced here on the show, everybody. And I know everybody's reacting. Bring 'Em Home is my favorite. Love the songs. Margaret Sampson, Jim, I really like that your show goes into depth by allowing adequate time. This is my first time, but certainly not my last viewing of your show. Thank you, Margaret, watching on YouTube, JMS TV. We like to go a little deep on the show, not just the flash and the pan stuff. There's enough of the, sound bites and quick headlines. We
Same
like,
questions all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same stuff all the time. And I like to have learn about the folks myself, but also have the viewers feel like they're in our living room together. Like I
Yeah,
said
for
to
sure.
everybody else, it's like we're sitting, in a living room or at a pub, just having a couple of beers and just
Yeah.
chatting and relaxing, and everybody's really
It's
loving all.
also it's also the great thing about I suppose the times we're living in, the technology, to be able to kind of come into each other's living room, and just have the chats. And although you're in Connecticut, I'm sitting here in Dublin, and that's crazy to me. And then there's people, as you said, from Holland to all over America
Australia, New
tuning in, Australia,
Zealand,
and they're
Canada.
all sitting in their living room right now. I mean, that to
Yeah.
me,
You're in
it
Ireland and we're
never,
in the United States. Yeah.
yeah, never ceases to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me.
A lot of people said they actually loved this shot. There was a lot of comments that we actually, the three of us, we really do look very good there. Very, very, very polished, very
Yeah,
shiny, very happy people.
yeah.
You
Well,
look great in
look,
this one too.
I
You know,
don't know what I was thinking with those shirts.
you're looking at the shirts.
It's hard not to, especially the pink one. Mother of God, that
Yeah, but
takes
if
the
you
eyes
if
out
you
of your head.
I bet you if you still have them in the closet and you sign them, they'd probably go for a lot on eBay, like the CD. When you look
Oh,
at all
dear.
this, Paul, and again, we've known each other for a while now, and love having you here on the show. And I know you have the session in the morning, and it's been a busy weekend, and we're here live, on this show. When you look at all of this, meaning when you look at the career and all the people you've met and all the experiences and all the fabulous opportunities that have come your way, what are some of the things in your life, the passions that continue to inspire you to make not only great music, but to tell stories, to connect with people through the creative arts, which I'm a big believer in as an artist myself. And, of course, all these years you've had with Celtic Thunder, but then breaking out through singing in your own style with your own solo career, the acting, all of the appearances, meets and greets, all the fabulous love and support from fans. What are some of the things, including Bradley, of course, and the love of family, that really still drive you and inspire you and give you that thirst for life that you still have to want to create for everybody?
Well, if I was being a cynic, I would say I'm trying to pay the bills, Jim.
Like I said, folks, he's authentic and he's a straight shooter. The electric has to be paid at
That's
the end of the month. So buy
that's
some
the
more.
main.
Buy that $80 CD on Amazon, please.
No, do not, because it doesn't come to me.
No, it goes
No,
to them.
no. Joking aside, look, I love what I do. I wouldn't be. I started when I was 12. I'm now 41. I wouldn't be still doing it if I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love connecting to people. I consider myself to be a people person. I try to be as honest and straight shooting as I can be. I think what you see is what you get with me. And I don't have a stage persona and an off stage persona. As many artists do.
They're
I
one and the
don't.
same. Yeah, you're the same.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
me.
very
Yeah.
much. Yeah, I'm very much. Just what you see is what you get, and whether you like me or not, that's your choice. And I hope most people do. When they come across or get to know me, I like to think that most people do. But I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy singing for people. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy hearing people's stories. Um, I enjoy discussing everything and anything with people, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's family life, whether it's dogs, football, sports, whatever. I'll talk and sit and enjoy company with anybody. Um, and so my job allows me to meet a whole load of people on a regular basis from different worlds and from different backgrounds, and I really enjoy that. I love getting out on touring. It can be tiring at times for sure, but I do love it, and I love the vibe I get from the stage. I love telling jokes, and I just couldn't imagine doing anything else. I really couldn't, and so the thoughts of not doing anything else really kind of it just doesn't sit right, with, I guess I wouldn't really be able to do anything else. And so even though we're going through difficult times at the moment, and maybe not making the money that I would be used to making or would like to make, and certainly you worry now at the moment, just this year, you worry about your rent, you worry about your bills and whatever bill, you might have, like everybody else, no different to anybody else. Um, but then when you go on stage, like I did last night or on the show tonight, you see all the fan base you have and the following that you have and the support you have, and you just keep going, and they support you, and they kind of encourage you to keep going, and I do, and I'm very grateful. I'm a very privileged man because of that, and I've had plenty of highs in my life. And unfortunately, I've had some very low lows in my life as well. And to see the support that I get online and in person at concerts and so forth, especially through the difficult times, has been amazing. And I am now at the point where I know so many of my fans and people that follow me online. I know them so well that I kind of even feel bad calling them fans, because they're more friends, people that I know just well, and faces I recognize, and I've developed a fondness for the people that come to my gigs. They're not just fans, or they're not just people in seats. I get to know people pretty quickly over the time.
Which is a beautiful thing, and then they know that you appreciate that, and they know that you want to give them the best of you and the best of all these experiences, and the things that happen in life, the good, the bad, the ugly, just make us wiser, and just in a way sometimes enhance our perspective of life in general. And I think it's then reflected in the art. It's reflected in the music as we
Yeah.
change and we tweak who we are through the experiences that we have, right, Paul?
Yeah, I think you develop as a person. Like if life was rosy all the time, you'd have very little color in your life, And it's not that I'm looking for any more drama, trust me. But you need the ups and downs in life to create the character of a man or a woman, and I find even the songs I choose and sing are delivered because of what I've gone through, maybe in recent times, and um, I often find that the empathy or the sensitivity that I try to deliver through songs come from the experiences I've had in life, and you develop a sensitivity and understanding, for other people, and what other people are going through, and I certainly try to be that person. And look, let me tell you, Jim, I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. There's days I'm in bad form and I don't want to talk to anybody, or I'll go online and I'll see a comment and it'll rub me up the wrong way, and I might reply, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, why did you reply? You didn't need to reply. Just be nice. It's easier to be nice, and so, and so I try daily to be nice. But there are days that I just
Of course, of course.
I don't want to be nice
You're
today.
only human. You're human. You have
Yeah,
emotions and feelings, and it's tough because,
yeah,
you and I are both in public figure situations where we're out there,
yeah.
people see us and they follow us, and it's, sometimes you do have days where you just want to be home and pull the shades down and
Oh,
have
yeah,
Bradley and just relax, and
yeah,
right,
yeah.
because you're only human, right? Exactly. Well,
Well, right, and it's funny, like as I said, there's great artists out there who have a brilliant ability to just never say anything wrong, just be like correct all the time, and just come across lovely all the time. And I kind of look at them and go, wow, I wish I had a bit of that, because I just can't. I'm like, no, I'm not listening to that. I'm replying to that, or I'll say something that I'm thinking or feeling, and then afterwards, they're like, oh, I might get a backlash for it, and I'm like, well, you know what? Love me or loathe me, that's who I am, and I kind of always say to people, especially. Especially, I think when it comes to politics, because we're living in a time, Jim, and we don't want to get too deep, as we know this is a positivity show,
No,
but
but
we're living
Mary
in a
said she has seen your replies on Twitter. LOL.
yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of my friends follow me on Twitter just to see my replies. Um, but we're living in a very divided time,
Divided. Yes.
politically divided. People get very upset and very wound up about politics. And I often say to people that kind of get angry with me over it, I often say, look, let's not fall out over politics, because I can guarantee you one thing: there ain't a politician in the world, no matter how much you love them or no matter how loyal you are to them, there isn't a politician in the world who's losing any sleep over you tonight. And they ain't losing sleep over me tonight. So let's not lose sleep over them.
Well said. Absolutely. That is exactly right. So you just got to take care of yourself and
Just
those
don't,
around you. And right, exactly.
well,
You
just
can't.
don't fall out with friends. Don't fall out with family. Don't fall out with your favorite singer or actor or songwriter or TV presenter because of their political views. We're all human. We all go to bed. We all go to the toilet the same way. We all eat our breakfast the same way. And we're all entitled to our opinions. Just don't fall out with your family and your friends over politics. They're just not worth it.
That's right. Exactly. People are agreeing. Exactly right. Exactly right. Good stuff. So you're really, life has its moments, and we're living it this year. That's for sure. But you're inspiring people through your words. You're inspiring people through your music, and I think people really realize that. And you're open and authentic, and I try to be that way too. And I found that with all my professional work, all the years on television and radio and stage, and then even with doing this show, Paul. People are feeling connected to something that we've built here, and that's
Yeah,
why I was so glad when we said, "Hey, Paul, would you like to come on the show?" You were like, "You just tell me when and where, and I will be there,"
of course.
because I think it's so wonderful. And we've been talking, before we get ready to wrap, about the need to come out of everything that we're going through now in this global pandemic and everything else. Better, more loving, more empathetic, less divisive,
Yeah,
listening to one another, caring about one another. I'm hoping we rise from the ashes a more loving and empathetic people, because we were going in the wrong direction prior to all of this. Now we have a
yeah.
beautiful opportunity to come
Reset.
together, reset
Yeah.
and come together.
And I think here's the thing, like, there are negatives. There are negatives. Of course there are. The 2020, what we're living through at the moment, it's challenging for us. There are things that we're really upset about, really angry about. But there's a lot of positives as well in this year. I think we are reaching out more to people. We're checking in on friends. We're checking in on relatives. We're checking in to see, is everybody okay? Have you got groceries? And if you're not, you should be checking in on people. Um, and making sure that they're okay. I know some cities in Australia, particularly Melbourne, I know is in lockdown, and there was cities here in Ireland in lockdown up until recently. And you've got to check in on the elderly and check in on your vulnerable in society and see, are you doing okay? Do you need me? Do you need me to do anything for you? Do you need me to drop groceries around? That's happening a lot now, and that wasn't happening prior to this pandemic.
No,
So
it was
that's a
not.
positive. People are doing chats like this. In each other's living rooms, they're calling each other more. There's a lot of positivity out of all of it, and I think if we can walk away from 2020 being a more caring and aware society, we've done well.
And we've done well. Well, it's up to all of us to make that happen. And I toast you, because I know you have to get up early, and it's
I
late
do
where
have
you
an
are
early start.
now. And
I know,
we
I know,
really,
I know. Some of the guys have talked to you for hours on end. I
Oh,
unfortunately have to. I have to get up
this
and do
was
more
you
work in the
did
morning.
well. You did
I think
even
I did okay. Yeah,
you did
but
fantastic. I knew when we would get together, we would just let it wrap and
yeah, but
chat.
like,
It because we
yeah,
try to make a
yeah.
warm and comfortable atmosphere here for
Yeah, but
everybody.
it's lovely hearing from everybody as well, and just sending the comments. And I thank you all for doing it. I've literally got only a little drip left in my water, so I'll say
Slancha.
cheers to you all,
Yes,
and thank you for having me on. I hope I'll be able to get a shout out when the album comes out in
absolutely.
October.
You're welcome back anytime, my
I would
friend.
appreciate you to do that for me. And as I said, for all of you that are watching, please continue to support Jim. And indeed, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook, whatever, please do drop me a line. I'm always watching, always listening, and as I said, always appreciative of the support. So thank you very, very much for that.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And everybody's cheers from Kathy and Bernadette. Willie says bye bye. There she is. And cheers. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for taking time, staying up late for us, Paul. It's great to know you better, which is exactly the aim of the show. Wonderful visit for the two of you. Thank you very much. Or the three of us, if you include Bradley.
Well, indeed, yeah.
Jennifer, cheers. Thank you, Jim and Paul. It is our pleasure to have you here, everybody watching around the world. Thank you both. And Bradley, come back to California.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. I love California. I know. I
Yeah.
know. We're going to bed, Bradley. I know. I'm sorry.
Sue Bailey, have a great day, all kinds of great comments. You're welcome, Carol. Nan says, wonderful visit with the two of you. And cheers. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Paul, from Jennifer. And they go on and on. We'll show them afterwards. But, Paul,
That's great.
it's really great catching up with you since we saw each other last in the studios at Public
Listen, hopefully it's
Television.
not going to be too long before we do it again.
Absolutely, my friend. And you're welcome back anytime. Keep me updated on cool things that are happening.
I also want to thank, just before I go, I want to thank Valerie Porter for putting us in touch with each other.
She's amazing.
She's doing great
Love
work
her.
for me over there. She is. She's a lovely woman. And as I said, once again, I want to thank all the people that have been supporting me. I'm going to be doing a staged concert on the 26th of November, which is, as we know, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
And the concert on stages will be a concert in thanks. That's the name of the show. We're going to be doing spiritual and inspirational music in thanks for 2020, because we're still here and we're still fighting the fight. And that's all we can ask for. Jim,
That's
thank you
it.
again.
And even Mom says she hopes to see you on here again with love.
Helen, I hope to see you soon. You keep well.
Absolutely. Take care, my friend. It was a
Take
pleasure,
care
and
of
I
yourself.
hope you enjoyed your time with me as much as I have
I
with
did.
you.
I did indeed. Thank you again. Take care of yourself.
You have a good night. Get some sleep now.
I will indeed. Good luck.
Take care. And good night to Bradley as well, right? Barbara says, love you, Paul and Jim. Thanks, Barbara. We appreciate that. We'll be watching, have our ticket. Irish 43 says, thanks, Jim and Paul. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Adriana, cheers and hugs, Paul and Jim from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Thank you very much. We hope you will join us regularly. I want to let you know as well, in just a second, the amazing guest we have tomorrow is unbelievable. Phenomenal, renowned jazz singer coming up. I think we've become more in tune to others' needs and reach out more during pandemic times. There are good people out there. Positivity and levity wins. I agree 100%. Yes. Good stuff, everybody. Thanks for all these wonderful comments. Thanks for all the love as well. We appreciate that. We do want to let you know that you are very, very welcome. So long. Thank you for watching, Margaret. I hope you'll love the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and subscribe. And a very positive show. Yes, Verna, it's very positive every night. We're here every single night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, here on the Jim Masters Show live. Want to let you know on tomorrow night's show, we have an amazing, amazing guest. She is a renowned jazz singer. This is Paulette McWilliams. And she's going to perform live, too. She's going to be here live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So we invite you to join us as well. And then we have another amazing guest that is going to be joining us as well on Tuesday night. Yes, more Irish. Gary Flannery is a legendary dancer, was actually in It's All That Jazz, and so much more. A legendary and renowned dancer, performer, and dance instructor. This is Gary Flannery. He's going to be here. Brilliant singer and actress Jennifer Roberts is going to be here on Wednesday. That's right. More fabulous guests coming up all week long here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Want to let you know also on Saturday, Richard Pryor Jr. is going to be here, son of legendary comedian Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor is extraordinary. He's a dear friend. He's going to be here this Saturday night. Richard Pryor Jr. Amazing guests. We thank once again our brilliant guest and wonderful dear friend, Paul Byrom, for joining us here, opening up about his life. There he is with his mom. There he is with Damien McGinty, and of course, the incomparable Phil Coulter. Yeah, it's a cool shot too, right? We appreciate Paul hopping on the Jim Masters Show Live, talking about his career, talking about his life, his experiences, really opening up and being authentic with all of us here, which is what tends to happen. There he is with his mom, and my mom is watching too, so hi, Mom. There we go. I was trying to wave. Hi, Mom. She's watching in beautiful sunny Florida. So we thank our fantastic friend. Again, Paul and I have known each other for a long time, and it was really great having him here on the show. There he is with Bradley. There he is when he was singing in front of his grandmother's nursing home. Really cool stuff here on the show. And we appreciate it. And of course, there he is when he was with the guys from Celtic Thunder. If you missed the interviews we did with Neil Byrne last Sunday, that's on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Enjoy that. I think over 1,100 people have watched that. Ryan Kelly also, that interview is available on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's where we archive all of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live. I think over 3,300 plus people have watched that, which is beautiful, on YouTube. We appreciate that. And again, we also have a wonderful interview we did with Damien McGinty, another buddy of mine, Damien. And you can see that also on the show's channel, YouTube, Jim Masters TV. And we also had Chloe Agnew, originally from Celtic Woman, Mairead Nesbitt from Celtic Woman, and Celtic Heart, and so much more. Those interviews are also available on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Again, we thank our wonderful friend Paul Byrom. It was great catching up with him since we saw him last, hearing about the amazing things happening in his life, some of the experiences he's had. He talked about, the ups, the downs, all the things that happen in one's life, but you still come out strong, and you still do what makes you and makes others smile. And as we were, when we first met actually at public television, I was interviewing Paul Byrom and Ryan Kelly there. And then Paul was in the studio for his special here in the United States, which was great as well. I want to let you know, in addition to renowned jazz singer Paulette McWilliams being with us tomorrow night on my birthday, September 24th is the birthday, something amazing is happening. These are the voices of classic soul, and these guys are the founding members of the Temptations, the Platters, the Four Tops, and the Drifters. And they're going to be here, and they're going to perform live this September 24th, which just happens to be my birthday. They contacted me. They said they wanted to hop on the show. I really appreciate that. And they are going to be here September 24th on my birthday. Again, they are members of the Temptations, Drifters, Platters, and the Four Tops. And they're going to be here exclusively on September 24th on the Jim Masters Show Live. Really, really looking forward to that. Going to check out some more of the comments that are still coming in. We are very viewer-centric here, which means we always greet and welcome the viewers, and we thank the viewers. Thank you for all of the love and support of this entertainment lifestyle talk show series. That's what this is. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live with amazing guests, great conversations, entertainment, music, food, inspiration, comedy. We've had comedians on. We do it all. And when we don't have a guest, which is rare because we're booked all the way till November, we do host chat, we do pop-up shows, we do all kinds of good stuff. Damien was my first time on the show. That's right. Oh, we don't want to get rid of you, Mary. We love you. Absolutely. Hi, Jim's mom and Mary. You are in Pine Island, Florida. And Willie says, hello, mama of Jim. You have a nice son. Oh, I like that. I'm going to print that. Can I print that out? How do I print that out? Jim, can we have night lights for our Irish heritage tonight? And hello, Jim's mom. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. My pleasure. Great interview with Paul Byrom. Love all the guys. Celtic Thunder, of course. Mary Bishop. Love jazz. Renowned jazz singer Paulette McWilliams will be here tomorrow. Thanks, Jim and Paul, for a beautiful evening of conversation and music with the bonus of special guest Bradley here as well. Yeah, lots of crack here tonight. What a great Irish crack of a night. Sluncha. Yeah, a lot of Irish in the house tonight between me and Paul and a lot of you watching. Thanks, Jim, Paul, and Bradley. This is the win of having technology through this pandemic. Bernadette, I agree. Colette Sullivan is watching on YouTube, the Jim Masters TV channel there. Great show. Thank you very much, Colleen Sullivan. Thank you very much for watching, Colleen. I appreciate that, and I hope you'll watch again. That was a great interview. Thank you, Bernadette. I appreciate that as well. Beautiful words, and I appreciate all the words and all the love. Christine says, hi to Jim's mom. You must be so extremely proud of Jim. Beautiful, Christine. I appreciate your saying that. Wonderful. Christine Clifton in North Carolina, a big fan of and supporter of the show. I appreciate that. Good night, Jim, and all the lovelies. Enjoy this evening. Marilyn in Kansas and Wichita. And great crack when we Irish get together. Absolutely. You love Paul's music. That's Claudia. Thank you for the wonderful interview. It was great tuning in. Thank you very much, Claudia. I hope you'll continue to watch the Jim Masters Show live, whether you watch us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope, or you watch us in the archives. All of the shows are archived on YouTube as well. Colm Keegan is next week. Good reminder, yes, Colm Keegan, originally with Celtic Thunder as well. Next Sunday, Colm Keegan is my special guest. He's all excited to be here. So join us next Sunday, a week from this Sunday. He will be here. Yes, he, of course, was with Celtic Thunder and great career as well. Colm Keegan is here as well. A new viewer of the Now of Tomorrow. I love that. I love that. Yes, the new viewer of the week. Christopher Joseph has been our viewer of the week all week long. We're going to do the new viewer of the week tomorrow on Monday, right after we have the amazing jazz singer Paulette McWilliams on the show. Jim, you got your hat on tonight. I like. Cool. Slancha. Thank you very much. Hoping all the lovelies stay safe till the next time. Lovely Hall will be here tomorrow live with our very special guest. Well, hope everybody's doing well. I hope you still have your drink of choice. We always toast you and you and you and you. We had a couple of nice toasts with our fabulous guest, my buddy Paul Byrom. It was so great catching up with him and having him share about his life. A lot of crack, Irish crack here tonight on the show. And yes, the name of this is a Riesling. It's a light, very light wine. That's the name of it. And it's so funny because I always show this at the end of the show, and this wine, the actual name of this Riesling is Relax. That's what it's called. So we have a lot of fun on the show. We love to interact with folks around the world. It's really a beautiful thing. And thanks for another wonderful night of crack and music. My pleasure, my pleasure. Willie, lots of stars. Thank you very much. So enjoyed it. I know you're still on cloud 9 and that pink cloud because of my dear friend Pepe Castro singing to you last night. See, on the Jim Masters Show, you never know. Jim, I like your show. If we could give you a prize, it would go to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, actually, while you're here, I don't need these now. that the interview is over. I showed this the other night, and it's kind of exciting, actually. You're talking about prizes. This is what I was talking about that just arrived in the mail. The official Telly Award. This is a television industry award, and this came recently. Remember, I was mentioning it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. This, I'm so proud of this. This is for the television documentary that I did with Close Up Television and Radio in New York. It's one of the corporations and one of the TV shows that I host is Close Up Television and Radio with my co-host Doug Llewellyn, who hosts the People's Court TV series. And I won this for host and executive producer and editor for a television documentary. And it was a labor of love. This was a television documentary that you can actually watch on the YouTube channel Jim Masters TV. Just look for the video that says a conversation with renowned visual artist Alice Asmar. We flew out to California last fall, Burbank, California. Alice is about 91 years old. She is a brilliant artist, an amazing painter, and she opened up about her life in a very warm and moving and inspirational television documentary biography that I hosted and executive produced. And she's become a dear friend. So we have another one of these coming, actually. We're going to have two of them. The other one is for editing. This is for host and executive producing the television documentary, again, for Close Up Television and Radio in New York. And it's a beautiful award, isn't it? It looks like an angel. And I showed it the other night, and then a couple people were asking me to show it again. So we're very proud of it. Again, it's a very wonderful honor. There's the Telly Awards. And it says documentary, individual, a conversation with renowned visual artist Alice Asmar, host producer Jim Masters. So a lot of you had asked if the award had arrived. It arrived last week, and we showed it briefly, and we're so honored to get this for hosting and executive producing that television documentary. And again, you can see it on the YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Just scroll down and look for a conversation with renowned visual artist Alice Asmar. And she is amazing. So we love this. This is really, really wonderful, and was quite a surprise too. Again, I'll show you. It's really beautiful, isn't it? We competed. The documentary was competing against thousands of entries all across the world. People submit all across the world their creative work, and our documentary was submitted, and we found out just about 2 months ago that it won in the documentary category. And it was a labor of love producing that and hosting it and writing and editing with my crew. That beautiful, beautiful piece of work. And it was a very moving, touching documentary. So if you want to see it, it's on the YouTube channel right here. So thank you again for all of the wonderful comments. That's one, and then there's another one that's in the mail, and that's for the editing. And my great crew as well. Congratulations to them, because they also won along with me, and I appreciate all that they did. Congratulations on your telly, Bernadette. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Have some red, sweet Italian wine. You had Irish coffee earlier in the day, didn't you? Jim, you deserve that, and so happy you received it. Thank you very much. That's for some of my professional work in television and radio. Fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. Irish 43. That's right. Irish 43. Love it. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Kathy, congratulations. Well deserved. Kathy Short, I appreciate that. Thank you, Kathleen Walker. I appreciate that as well. Beautiful comments from everybody here. You guys are the best. Really love all of you lovities. That's what you are. You guys are lovities. Your Telly Award, congrats. So well deserved. Thank you, Christine. Jennifer Barry, thank you very much. Congratulations. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tammy. Carol, thank you very much. Julie W., congratulations, Jim. So glad you're being recognized. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And maybe we'll submit this series for an award of some sort. People said I should submit this series to the Guinness World Book of Records because some of the episodes the guest really gets so comfortable that they just want to open up about their lives. And I don't like to rush them through, because a lot of times they don't really have an opportunity to express themselves in the way that they want to. So we give them a nice, cool platform here on the Jim Masters Show Live to do that. But more importantly, it's the relationship as host of the show with all of you around the world. That's how we started the show. We didn't start it with guests. We started it initially with me just building the studio and bringing in the equipment, television equipment, and having a wonderful conversation with folks around the world. And then we started to invite guests, and it's been just magical. So many people wanting to pop on the show, and we thank everybody who's been spreading the word and telling everybody about it, and getting something out of it. I guess there's something you're getting out of this show, whether it's the levity or a feeling of warmth or authenticity, whatever it is. I really appreciate all the wonderful comments, folks, and continue sharing and subscribing to the YouTube channel. You can find me at all the usual suspect places. Well, maybe not all of them, but Instagram and Twitter, Periscope and Twitch, and of course our YouTube channel. People watching right now, feel free to subscribe. We would love that. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content, because there's other things there besides the Jim Masters Show Live series that you can definitely check out. Don't forget to smile and share a smile with everybody around the world as much as you can. Now more than ever, that's what we need. We've got to come together. Loved and shared. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Pamela Perkle. Pamela, don't you love that Pepe Castro loved your name last night? I tell you, it's a cool name. Thank you very much, Joe Megan B. Absolutely. And Willie has smiles as well. Willie is smiling there. She's still up in Holland. I know, it's amazing, the sights, right? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Julie W. We appreciate that as well. And don't forget, as we always say here at the show, to do this. We always show it at the end. Relax, breathe, love one another, take care of one another, be good to one another. Not every day is going to be perfect, but do what you can to get through it, and get through it with resilience and stamina and passion, because life is short. We've learned that not just this year, but ever since we're born, we realize that our lives are short. So, and there's no guarantee about tomorrow. So why not live today? Why not do the things you want to do in life? Be good to people. Try not to hold on to grudges. I know it's not easy, but try to release them if you can. And relax, breathe, love one another, and relax. It'll do a mind, body, and spirit good. It really will. Absolutely. And we also do this on the show. There's a lot of production value involved in this show. It's amazing. I might be the host and executive producer of the Jim Masters Show Live and the star of the show, as they say. But you guys are too. You and you and you and you and you from all around the world. I think you guys are stars too, for watching the show and telling everybody about the Jim Masters Show Live and enjoying it. And Willie, I know you missed those tulips. So there they are. There's the tulips for you, Willie, watching in Holland at, 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 3 a.m. where you are maybe? I think it's 3 a.m. because in Holland this show starts at 1 a.m. So there you go. There's your beautiful tulips for you, our Dutch viewer in Holland. We have several actually watching from the Netherlands and from all around the world. We thank again Paul Byrom for having a great time with us here. Lots of good laughs and conversation and music. That wonderful version of Danny Boy as well. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And we thank you as well for joining us here on the show. We will be back tomorrow. There's the tulips. Yes. Absolutely. Good night, everyone. Stay positive. Be safe. I'll keep you posted when we do a pop-up show. I usually let you know on Facebook if we're going to do a pop-up show on Facebook, YouTube as well. Yes, it's such a unique, special setup with host, guest, and viewer interaction connection. Plus, you need to submit the 6-hour interview conversation with Scott Schwartz last month. I know, and I'm standing when I do the show as well. Be relaxed while you drink. Relax. Haha, slancha as well. Mary Bishop says, Good night, everyone. Stay positive. That's right. You be safe and stay positive. And Willie's going to bed last night. Pepe Castro, our guest, sang to her. Tonight I gave her tulips. She is happy, happy there in Holland. Sinead, thank you very much for joining us. Sinead McQuaid, that is. And absolutely grateful for the chat and the song. My pleasure, Bernadette. I hope you'll watch the show regularly every night as best as you can. Stay safe, lovedies, and sweet dreams, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Stay safe. God bless. And good night, everyone. A great show. Lots of crack. Good times. You like our green graphics tonight for the Irish theme? Absolutely. Lots of love and levity here on the Jim Masters Show live. So don't forget to spread some love wherever you can. Be good to one another. Life is not perfect. Doesn't have to be. It's very special. So savor all the moments in life. And again, find your Zen place, like our viewer Jen Barry always says. Jen is Zen. Find your place of Zen. Mine is usually always with family and friends, but it's also at the ocean. We live here in the United States along the actual coast, on the east coast of the United States, in the greater New York City area between New York and Boston, and love the ocean. And we're at the ocean this weekend for Labor Day holiday weekend. So wherever you go, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful place that you can go to find your Zen. Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Absolutely. Good night, Jim, a.k.a. Masterful. Haha, Mr. Levity. All right, gang, we are going to wrap up. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time. This time till next time, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Thanks to everybody watching on all the different platforms. And we thank you for being with us here on the show. Continue to spread the word. Continue to have a good time with us. Lots of crack. C-R-A-I-C. Good times. And be good to one another. You have a wonderful day. Here it'll be Labor Day here in the United States tomorrow, so we're still off, though I'll be working, doing the show tomorrow night with Parlette McWilliams, the renowned and amazing jazz singer, and she's going to perform live for us on the show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Midnight in Ireland and Scotland, 1 a.m. in Holland, morning time in Australia. We say hello to all of our fans in Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere else too. And we say good night to you as well. A couple more comments coming in as always. Renee saying goodbye to you as well in Iowa. Willie as well. The ocean, air, waves make breathing easier and help feel serene. They sure do. When you look through the Relax blue bottle at the wine, looks like an ocean wave. Jen is Zen. Yes, it does. Claudia, thanks for watching as well. Good night to you. Thanks for being with us here on the Jim Masters Show live. We loved it. And Bernadette says good night as well. Thanks, gang. You are the best. I have the best viewers all over. Again, I do this work professionally, but here with this amazing community that we've created here on the Jim Masters Show Live, that's just growing and growing and expanding, and we have so many cool, exciting things that are coming up as well. It's a blessing. Lovely to all. You got it. Absolutely. Christine Clifton in North Carolina. And thanks, everybody. Thanks to my friend Valerie. And we thank all of you for being with us here on the show tonight. Wherever you are around the world, you take care. You be well. And we'll see you next time, tomorrow, on the Jim Masters Show Live. That's a wrap. Have a good night. Bye-bye.